I'm going to show you guys how to put up a recipe on a WordPress blog using the Get Me Cooking app. So I'm in Chrome here. I'm going to go to our blog here, unka.com recipes. And this is the home page. You need to log in. So down here is a little login button. Click on that. And then I'm actually going to log in with this account. Hit login. Okay, so now we are in the back end of the blog. So this is where you can make posts, make recipes. If you've seen other WordPress blogs, this page right here is simplified. I've gotten rid of a bunch of the extra stuff that you don't need to use. So really what you're going to be using is this recipes button right here and this post button right here. So if we want to make a new recipe, we're going to click on recipe. And this is all the recipes that we've made so far. And we're going to add a new one. So we're going to click add new. And it's going to pop up with all our options that we need. So we'll make a recipe called sample recipe. And I'm just going to make this all up, but we'll go through each of the options. So here you can add a photograph if you have one, but this is where we're actually going to be doing a lot of it. So I'm going to collapse this menu so we get a little more room here. Okay, so recipe ingredients. You can type in a number in here. If you hit tab, you will go to the next window, and you can either select, you can click on this and select what you want. Lots of stuff here. Or what you can do is hit tab and just start typing. So if I type tea and teaspoon came up, so I'm going to hit tab again and I'll just put sugar, whatever. Over here is a note. So I'm gonna, it's kind of hard to see, but I'll write powdered. So you can put a note there. This stuff you don't need to know about. Then number 2, we can put in 3 cups, you know, whatever. You get the point. So those are the ingredients, and you can just keep adding as many as you want. This note will show up after the ingredients, so if you want chicken, you know, cubed, you could put that in there. This group thing, you can, if you have a, like, let's say you're going to make a spice mix, you could put all the spices in a row here, and you could put spice mix in each of the ones that you want to be in the group. You could type it in here, and everything that's typed exactly the same will show up together. So it'll group all those ingredients into a separate thing, which is helpful. And then optional, if you click this, that means, so maybe you have a garnish or something, you could put optional here, and that will identify in the recipe that it's optional. So this is the ingredients, pretty easy. Recipe steps, you just have to type in what the steps are in. Again, if you have a group where you want to group things together, you have to type that in here, but that's optional. So here's just some random steps. And then when you're done, you just stop typing them in. Recipe details up here. You can put in the number of servings, so this could be 4 servings, total prep time, total cooking time. Recipe source, if you got this from somewhere else, you can put it in here. So if you have an author, you could say, you don't have to put yourself in here, that will show up on the website, but if it comes from someone else, like for instance, if this was Grandma Anka's recipe. You could put that there just to identify where that came from. And then down here are some other identifying things you can check. So we'll say this is an American recipe. And all this stuff is optional. I usually don't worry about this stuff over here except to say that maybe this is a main dish. And you can click these other things if you want, but this maybe is the only one you really need. And then recipe summary. So I'm just going through each of these tabs in order. So here you can put in something like this was a recipe that if Dad was doing this, he could write, my mom made every weekend when I was growing up. That's fine. And then recipe note is the last one that I fill out. And it says anything you type here will appear before the recipe steps. So if you could do like substitution. So you could say you can substitute yogurt for the sour cream. So that will show up before the recipe. You could put anything in there. You could put different cooking times if you wanted to have options, something like that. So now we're done with the recipe. So what I'm going to do is copy the title because we have to do another step. So let's hit save. Save in the recipe. It's working. And now it pops up with this little note up here. So recipe is saved. You must now create a post and insert this recipe by pressing the Get Me Cooking icon on the post page. So we need to make a post. So we've made the recipe, but it's not on our blog yet. We need to make a post and put the recipe in it. The reason why they do it this way is because you could put multiple recipes on a post. So if you had a Christmas dinner post, you could put 5 recipes on that post. So when you're only making 1 recipe per post, it seems like an extra step. But actually, the reason it's like that is so that you can put multiple recipes on 1 post. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to make a post. I'm going to expand this because I hit it. Usually this just stays up. So we did recipe, now we're going to do post. So we're going to add a new post. And you want to enter, the reason I copied that title is because I want to enter it in here exactly as I wrote it in the recipe. I click in the box here. This is the Get Me Cooking button right here. It just says insert recipe, so I'm going to click it. And it gives you a list of all your recipes, and we did sample recipe. So I'm going to click that. Insert. And publish. Now we're done. So we can view the post right here. And this is back to our website. You can see sample recipe. Here's all the information about it. Here's the ingredients. Oh, you can see that I put parentheses around those ingredient notes, but you actually don't have to do that because it does it itself, so that was a mistake. Here's the note, so that goes first. Here's the directions, and that's it. Now, so we've got this one's by Mary, so it says Mary Anka there. It's got the date. The nice thing about this website is it has a print recipe button right on the recipe, so if you hit this, it will make a nice looking, nicely formatted recipe card for you printed on a page. So that if you enter this into the website, then you can print them out and they'll all look the same. So I'm going to hit cancel there. That's it. When you're logged in, you see you've got this bar up at the top. That's because you're logged in. So you could add a new one right here. and you just start with recipe. And then when you're done with the recipe, you have to make that post. That's it. Okay.